We've already done that. So many achievements. Use your hero's abilities to heal the wounds of your allies. Just go straight to the throne room. Yeah.
Well then, the Queen will want a report.
This way.
Here we go.
I see. I had hoped for a different outcome. But you once again made the best out of a hopeless situation. Which is why it is time to make this official.
You mean?
Yes, General Erev. You proved yourself worthy. I hereby pronounce you General of the Wolf Guard. I trust you will lead your soldiers as well as you have done before. A lot depends on it.
I will not disappoint you.
Your Majesty. I will not disappoint you.
Good. Now, back to the task at hand. Thanks to the Wolfguard's efforts, we now know that there is a dangerous political movement in Windholm, led by a Dwarven priest named Arrakis. Furthermore, the soul vanishing Skadar observed is real, and it's a group of rogue Dark Elves, led by a masked woman, who are responsible for it. And there are hints that it's connected to the God of Light. This means that there are 3 questions we need to find answers to. 1. Who are those sleepers? 2. Who or what exactly is the God of Light, and how does it plan to enter our world? We hardly know anything about it. And 3. How do we deal with High Hierophant Arrakis and his movement? The last thing we need when facing an ancient god is an empire of crazed dwarves.
Your Majesty, regarding Tahar...
I know. You think those sleepers behind the Soul Harvest are responsible for his death?
It's very likely. Tahar was examining the disappearance of a village when the ambush happened. And, judging by a conversation I had with the Mortician, the wounds match the swords of a sleeper.
So it wasn't X-Purity after all.
Probably not.
Well, we shall know for sure once we identify the sleepers and bring them to justice. Another reason to see this through.
Absolutely.
Tahar was a girl, damn it.
So you want to make all these issues Nortander's responsibility?
What other choice do we have? Do not misunderstand, General Erev. I too would rather focus my efforts on rebuilding the country. But both the matter in Windholm and these masked Dark Elves pose a threat to our empire. And I will not stand by and hope someone else will take care of this for us.
Shouldn't the Royal Army take over now that we know what we're up against?
On the contrary, the Wolfguard is best suited for any of these missions.
How so?
Because I want to see these matters dealt with as swiftly as possible. Mobilizing the Royal Army would mean a lot of discussions with the other noble houses, for which we lack the time, and I lack the patience.
Okay. How do we stop Acreus? Where can we find information about the god? Where should we start looking for clues regarding the sleepers? How do we stop
All right.
Arrakis?
And how do we stop Arrakis without starting a war?
With the help of someone who is on her way to Greykeep as we speak. We will confer once she is here.
Someone?
You shall see.
Where should we start looking for clues regarding the rogue sleepers?
Well, the first step should be to contact Exalted Father's ambassadors and...
No.
Excuse me?
Dark Elven governance is... complicated. Even if we were to send an emissary right now, it would take us moons to even get an answer.
Then what do you suggest?
We reach out to a contact of mine, the leader of the Black Company. He knows all the dark corners of the Dark Elven realm, and I'm sure he can dig up some information on those rogue sleepers as well. With your permission, I'll send a messenger and arrange a meeting in Calabrok.
You have it. General Erev, you will accompany Skadar and see if this mercenary lord has anything worthwhile to say.
Fair enough. Any ideas where we can find information on the God of Light?
Remember when I told you that I've been following a lead? Turned out this one wasn't a dead end. We already knew that many religions mentioned the God of Light, albeit under different names. There's one in particular, though, that sparked our interest. The Alyani.
The tribe indigenous to the Howling Steppes? How can they help us?
Well, unlike other religions, their entire faith revolves around the God of Light. It plays a pivotal role in their culture.
So you want to travel there and find out if they know anything worthwhile, correct?
I think it's worth a try.
Agreed. General Erev, you will travel to the Howling Steppes with a division of your best soldiers and find us some answers.
Understood.
It appears that we have a plan. The quicker we follow up on these matters, the better our chances of stopping the rock slide before it crashes down the slope. Good luck, and thank you for all your service.
Okay.
You have done well.
Main question. Merchant. Okay, more merchants are
Tell me
available.
this is a joke, Ambassador. Tell me this is a bloody joke.
I'm afraid not, Commander.
Go ahead.
Ooh, okay, well, I'll deal with him in a second. What's the difference? Oh, health, focus, health. Okay. Why would I go with this one? Oh, different concentration costs. Okay. Get you. Oh, dude, I could have horns. Oh. Ooh. His constitution sucks. He is straight up tanky. That's it. He can't do no damage. No damage. She's a mercenary. I haven't even used her yet. Should I even worry about her? I don't know. She can't dual wield those heavy. I guess I'll put that on her. Ooh, that actually looks kind of cool. Alright, and we got our levels as well. No attribute levels, that's fine. Reanimated corpses in a target area. Ooh. Honestly. Although detonating corpses are kind of cool as well. We'll go this route. I have been doing almost nothing in the tank spec. I'll wait. I'll wait on him. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with him yet. Shrapnel trap. Ooh. Oh, this is the girl. She's an elementalist. Okay. Definitely go that route. Gain the ability to return to life upon death. Long cooldown. Oh, yeah. And then our necromancer man, or demonology man. The rain of blood. Blood splatters. Okay, and now, let's see, now that I know, okay, steal the aura's part, increase your innate damage resistant, which is nice. Doppelganger's awesome. I'll do retaliation.
Yes.
Alright, let's talk to them real quick. Maybe?
What do you need?
I've served the crown for 30 years. 30 years! And now she discards me like an old pair of boots?
The caravan's safety was your responsibility. And by walking off with that recruit, you endangered all of us. I'm sorry. You were only 2 years from your retirement either way. And the incident will not impact your pension. The crown will not let you...
Go to hell!
General, is there anything I can help you with?
Ooh,
What was that about? Your argument with Commander Reinhold.
The Queen demoted him for his failure on the Golden Road. She basically sent him into early retirement.
That's appropriate. His behavior endangered the entire division.
I agree. Sauntering about the forest with that recruit? He was careless.
What's your story? How did you become ambassador of the realm?
Oh, well, it's not an exciting story if that's what you were hoping for. I'm the son of Jaros de Bros.
The De Breos? The mayor of Greyfell?
Yes, my path was pretty much paved the moment my parents found out that I was gifted. A royal mage took me under his wing, and I joined the university when I was only 15 years old, where I studied the 5 languages, history, diplomacy, and magic. Since I wasn't an exceptional mage, but performed quite well in other disciplines, my father suggested that I pursue a career in politics, as he had done. That I did, and here I am, 13 years later, and ambassador of the Queen.
You speak all of the 5 languages?
More or less, yes, though my Elven and Empyrean have gotten a little rusty.
You don't seem too proud.
28 winters and ambassador of the Queen. That's impressive.
Thank you. What about you? How did you join the military?
I was born into a military family. I worked my way up. It just happened. It just happened!
Well, I know that sounds odd, but it really just happened. I joined the military for the lack of a better option, performed well, and got promoted.
Huh, fascinating. Either way, is there anything else I can assist you with?
It just happened!
What are your thoughts on all this? The dwarves.
I wish I knew. Truth be told, in my experience, it's best if you don't think about these matters too much. Their causes, their implications. Instead, you should focus on what you can do about it. This is how I approach most aspects of life. Act, don't brood. Also, I fully trust Her Majesty, and since she has put her faith in you, I do the same.
I'm flattered.
Has your dwarven ally arrived yet?
Has our dwarven ally arrived yet?
Not yet, but we have received word that she passed the gates of Kings 2 days ago. In other words, she will arrive soon. If you'd be willing to wait, I could arrange a conclave right after she arrives.
Let me get back to you. There are some things I need to take care of first.
Of course.
Out of the way.
Alright, we got some more people to talk to real quick. And we gotta bounce outside to deal with some other things. Oh, it's our elven man. Dude, he looks like a beast, like a giant over here. I still have yet to find that stupid memento.
General,
How come you don't have a Dark Elven accent?
my accent? Oh, I lost it ages ago. When I moved to that remote village where I conducted my studies, they had their own dialect.
What's your take on our companions?
Why?
Because I value your opinion.
Sorry, but I don't like these kind of conversations. I'm sure you're capable of forming your own opinions.
I'd like to learn more about your craft. Mysticism.
Such as?
Ooh, alternate
You
realities.
mentioned that there is more than just one reality.
That is correct.
What do you know about the reality of God lights come from?
What do we know about the reality the God of Light comes from?
Not much, I'm afraid. Hopefully that'll change soon.
How come I haven't heard about this?
Probably because the other realities don't affect us. I mean, think about it. Yes, there are millions of other realities out there. Some very similar to our world, others where the principal kinds or the guardians don't even exist. But how does this impact us as individuals? Yes, the scholarly aspect is exciting, but that's about it. I think that's also the conclusion the Hibernians came to eventually. They extensively researched the matter for hundreds of years, and then just stopped.
If the God of Light can enter other realities, couldn't we too?
In theory, yes. In practice, however, I doubt that organisms such as ourselves would survive such an attempt. We talked about this, but the Hibernians spent a lot of time trying to transport living beings into other realities through minuscule fractures in the veil. However, everybody they attempted to send through died instantaneously.
It's ironic if you think about it, isn't it? There's an infinite number of worlds right behind the veil, yet we're stuck on the other side of the looking glass.
You said that you can feel souls. How is that possible?
Hard to describe. Though I think it's an ability every mage could learn. I've always had it. Just imagine, the sea. The sound of the waves. If you live near the shore, you'll probably become insensitive to it eventually, to the point where you can't even hear it anymore. It's similar with the Tapestry of Souls. Most people have the ability to sense it, but they've grown numb to the stimuli. That never happened for me.
So what you're saying is you can hear the presence of a soul? A flame?
Plural, but yes. To stay within the metaphor, when the vanishing first happened, it was as though somebody dropped a stone within a perfectly unmarred sea. It caused ripples. I know that may sound a bit vague, but it's hard to explain to somebody who has never seen the tapestry at all.
Does seeing someone's soul also allow you to read their thoughts?
I wish it did. No. I can tell a person's age and magical gift, but that's about it.
Let me ask you something else. Could you tell me more about yourself?
What is it with all the questions, General Erev? I don't mind, but I don't really see the point.
I'm just curious.
Well, ask.
How is Dark Elven culture different from Nortandian culture?
In just about every aspect. Dark Elves value the collective over the individual, hardship over pleasure, self-control over displays of emotion.
What do you think about it?
Good question. I used to be an avid advocate of Dark Elven culture, but now that I've lived abroad for a while, I can see why most foreigners demonize us. Slavery, sacrifice, demonic incantations. It's easy to write the Exalted Father off as the epitome of evil. The truth is, however, somewhat more complex. Calabroc's system may be brutal, but it works. Better than most societies, for that matter.
How do you feel about being in exile?
I don't know. I suppose part of me misses having a sense of home, roots. But there's no point dwelling on the past. It is how it is.
Is there anything you miss?
I can't say. Ever since I left, I haven't really looked back.
But at what cost?
Society always means compromise. I don't think the Exalted Father rejoices in the suffering some of his servants have to endure. The only reason it seems evil to you is because you come from a different culture that values different ideals.
Let me ask you something else. What made you leave the Dark Elven Empire?
Long story. I don't want to talk about it.
I want to know!
What was your profession back when you still lived in Lar?
Intelligence.
What?
Right. You wouldn't know. Dark Elven children are taken from their birth parents at the age of 4 and are given a concoction that wipes most of their memory. Then they are sent into the communes, giant buildings where they live until they come of age, with hundreds of other children who were born the same year. These are their brothers and sisters, whereas the Exalted Father and his queen become their parents from the time they enter the commune until they come of age.
They wiped their memory? In other words, Dark Elves don't know their birth parents?
No. And reaching out to your child while it's still in the communes is a punishable crime. You'd also be wasting your time, because once your child has been given the concoction, you're no more than a stranger to him or her anyway.
Your son didn't grow up in a commune, though, did he?
No. We lived in a village near the border where laws weren't that strict. Also, being influential, as I was back then, allows different options when it comes to the upbringing of your child.
Figures. The Exalted Father becomes their actual father? That's mostly symbolic, isn't it?
Symbolic, but deeply imprinted into their brains.
To what end, though?
To weed out the weak from the strong, and to determine which caste the child is most suitable for. Intelligence, strength, endurance, etc.
And what happens to the weak?
Depends. Most of them just end up in endurance, doing farmer's work. Others die.
Strength, intelligence, and endurance. So Dark Elven society is divided into castes.
Yes, the entirety of which constitutes the realm. Speech rules, strength fights, and wisdom preaches.
And the parents agree to this?
Well, they don't bake cakes and throw confetti to mark the occasion, but yes, they agree. The communes are an inseparable part of Dark Elven culture, and, albeit at a cost, they work. The communes provide every child with the same chance. That's more than can be said about Finon Mir or Nortander culture.
So they are raised and educated in the communes.
By the overseers, yes. Though they don't intervene too much, apart from training and teaching them. The idea is to let the pack, the children of each generation, develop their own hierarchy and dynamics.
Throw them into a pit and see who comes out on top.
Well said.
Interesting. And you were assigned to the intelligence?
Correct.
What about people who fit into more than one caste?
They either choose or take on special roles. A boy who, for example, shows skill in magic and in battle might become a battle mage in strength.
What about those without any strengths?
The ones that make it through the communes alive, they become endurance.
What castes are there?
6. Strength, intelligence, speech, wisdom, endurance, and soul.
What does the soul embody?
The leadership. The Exalted Father is a member of the soul, as are most nobles and people of influence. You're not really chosen for the soul, though. You need to be born into it. In other words, unless your parents are members of the soul, chances are next to naught that you'll be raised into it. I mean, there are exceptions, but they are rare.
What's the purpose of the speech?
Politics, mostly. Or bureaucracy. Like Ambassador Jarrus here in Greykeep.
Endurance?
Yes. The workers, farmers, and craftsmen. They do the simplest, but often the hardest and most important jobs. Not the truly demanding ones, though. Those are reserved for the slaves.
What do members of the Wisdom do?
Preach. They devote their life to both Nor and the Exalted Father, and spread his ideas.
Strength is the army?
Army, city guard, and so on. Pretty much every job that requires muscle and knowing how to kill. Most Black Company mercenaries used to be members of the Strength before they changed professions.
Figures. What's the purpose of the intelligence? To study magic?
To gather knowledge and explore magic, yes. Did you ever marvel at all the constructs, demons, and creatures that make the Exalted Father's army such an impressive force? They wouldn't exist without the intelligence. Certainly, spending most of your life in dank laboratories may not be as glamorous as fighting for glory on the battlefield, doing nifty politics and attending conclaves, or holding masses in front of hundreds of lost souls. But if it weren't for the intelligence, the Exalted Father's empire wouldn't be what it is today. Not at all.
I can imagine. And your mission was to study the nature of life and death?
And the nature of reality, yes. I have to say, if there is one thing I miss about the time before my exilement, it was the Dark Elves' appreciation for magic and knowledge. Not even Kalea's universities can hold a candle to the sanctum of the intelligence in Karlabrock.
Well, thanks for the insights.
Sure.
Let's see. You mentioned you lost your family in the Bloodborne. What
Back
happened?
in Lar, you said that you lost your family to the Bloodburn. Would you like to talk about it?
No. I'm sorry, but I don't see how my personal life is relevant to our mission. I am here because the God of Light is a threat to us all, and I want to see the matter dealt with as swiftly as possible.
Okay.
Well, if you ever feel the need to talk about it, I'm here.
I don't think that will happen, but I appreciate the sentiment. If it's conversation you want, why don't we talk about your past instead? Judging by those nightmares you have, and according to the rumors, your waters also run deep.
My past is none of your business. You're talking about the incident 12. I don't
If
remember.
by my past you're talking about that incident in Imperia, I have to disappoint you. I don't remember it.
Oh, that's fine. I wasn't interested in the details anyway. I only care about the result. You made a tragic mistake, and other people paid the price for it. In the end, that's what it comes down to, isn't it?
I guess. What are you getting at?
I merely want your opinion on a question I haven't found an answer to. Say a person makes a terrible mistake. How can that person be sure he or she won't do it again if confronted with an identical situation?
There are no entirely identical situations.
Well, it was a hypothetical question, but fine. You don't have to answer. Frankly, I think most people are too quick to forgive themselves for their mistakes. It's almost as if they believe that their apologies and regret undo them altogether. They don't. I know it sounds dramatic, but if an innocent ever suffers under your actions, it leaves a stain on your soul. And that stain stays for the rest of your life, which is good, if you ask me. Some sins don't deserve forgiveness, and some sinners don't deserve absolution.
Ooh.
So, what exactly are you saying? That I am beyond absolution?
I don't know what you did, so I can't say. I guess what it boils down to is that people who messed up, whoever they may be, would do best not to forget that, and be particularly aware of their actions and decisions.
That's kind of true. Most people learn from mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you don't really ever learn.
You're right. People are too quick to forgive themselves.
So you agree? That's a surprise. All that being said, I do approve of the Queen's decision to make you General of the Wolf Guard. I even see why she did it. It's better to have someone who knows their demons lead us than someone who doesn't. Now let's get back to the task at hand, shall we?
Alright, interesting. I learned a lot about him. Alright, what is making that noise? Hold on a second. Maybe that. Alright. Don't know. Maybe that fixed it. We'll find out.
I'm listening.
I'm listening. Let's go.
Atop
Confirm.
the mammoth stronghold of Greykeep sits King's Vantage, a gathering place of merchants, servants, and nobles alike. From here, the high towers of the keep encircle the terrace, a grove of stone jutting out from the city below. Beyond, the vast countryside of Nortander stretches to the far horizon.
We've already listened. We've already saw that. Read that one before. Oh wait, there's a question mark over here now. Inspect the blackboard.
What do we have here?
Hey, you're an adventurer, aren't you? Come
Okay.
take a look. I'm sure I've got something that might spark your interest.
Not sellable. What, you don't want the crab dung? Come on. Let's see, don't need that. The book of... Okay, I don't think I need that. This is a post stability plan. Some officials must have lost this. I don't know if I need that or not. I'm gonna wait on those. I don't need to carry that around. That's a shitty shield. I'll keep that. That's pretty garbage as well. A hatchet and a hatchet. I've got 2 hatchets. Get rid of both. There we go.
You know how to
4,000.
bargain, don't you?
Give me my money.
Stay close. Something about a heist.
New bounties are available on the blackboard. Revere bandits in the Halloween
I should
Steps.
take care of that.
By yourself?
Over here.
You crazy. Oh, I don't think I've talked to this guy before.
Take a look around. See what you like.
Oh, those are Dwarven stuff. Okay. Okay, Dwarven cusp. Okay. Already unlocked. Awesome.
Come again.
I want more money. More money first, and then we can go. Those are all shops. Okay.
War after war has scarred Fiara, altering the tides of power across much of the continent. In Nortander, a fragile hope for peace drives the efforts to rebuild a ravaged kingdom. A new beginning dawns for the Morhir.
All right, we got a small side quest. Way out here. Okay, the Howling Steeps. Ooh. We get a main quest and a side quest over there. Might as well travel. Okay. She's an elementalist. I kind of want that. Oh, these are who I play as. Got you. Okay.